So we were having a lot of fun that night. Got to drinking pretty heavy and a little bit rowdy. And
well, we decided not to race.
And we decided, yeah, about midnight we decided we weren't going to race. We were just going to have fun. Went in town and did something, came back, and Ron has a van, and he opened the side doors, and we're all in there drinking and yelling. He put a tape in, Gene Autry, was it?
Gene Autry tape.
You want to be a cowboy, you got to have a pistol and a hat too, or something like that. We drove all over.
In there playing Gene Autry tape.
About 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. People were yelling at us. In San Felipe, we pitted him on a motorcycle. He was still on the Can-Ams, and still the French team was a part of in his hip pocket because he was the Can-Am representative over here in the States. The same French teams there. In San Felipe, there's a hotel that's right on the edge of town, and we had a room in there where we used to stay all the time. We had a room right on the corner. The racetrack came right down by the hotel and went south of town. So I set up our pit right there. People are hanging on the second story. What the hell's going on? I said, we got a race coming through here, the Baja 1000. Okay. So they're up there drinking and watching, and the French guys come through, and I get the French guys out of there. I got Ron out of there. Everybody's, clapping when the guys leave and doing, which is neat because you don't normally see that kind of stuff. And they'd probably never seen a race in their life. So waiting for the last one. There's one more French guy coming in. Okay, comes in. There's a little guy about this tall on a motorcycle. He's a little short man. Judy says, "That's a boy." And it wasn't. It was a grown man. He jumps off the motorcycle like this, and the motorcycle came here on him. I says, "I got it." And Pat, my son, was there. We gassed him, got him going. And I start talking to him, and he says, "Me Frenchy, no speak English." And everybody laughed, And I laughed. I said, "That's okay, I won't talk much." And he says, "Me Frenchy, no speak English." So we got him gassed, ready to go, and we're about ready to, pull it over so I could start it for him, because I didn't think he'd start that great big Husky, or Can-Am. And he said, "No, me Frenchy." He jumped on the motorcycle and he went kind of down the hill, running bump start. Damn if he didn't bump start it right there in front of us and took off. I said, "I wonder what happens when he falls over out there in a ditch where you can't push it." Anyway, we got the French guys pitted that time, which was great. Yes, you had to go uphill.
Below San Felipe, as you go down to the Bay of LA, they had the old place they called the Three Sisters. They're gone now, but it was.
They're still there. The road.
But the road's been all done and everything. The most horrible mountains you ever raced over. It was just stair step, rocky. The people that'll be watching this, they'll understand the old racers that used to race here. And probably 40% of the racers were cold right there. As soon as they hit 1, 2, or the third sister in there, we used to call them, they just couldn't make it. And that was the end. And in fact, we saw the French girls team came over. That was an experience. It was a good-looking gal. She got hurt. She raced over in Dakar after this one race we had at Baja 1000. She pulled in the pits, and she was as pretty as a model, any model you ever saw. And there, nothing bothers them at all. And she pulled in, got off the motorcycle. They were doing a rider change, and of course it was hot, late at night and everything. And she just peels everything off right there, right down to the bare skin. Of course, everything stopped. All the lights and everything, everybody just stopped, started looking at her. And then she put a top on and everything and decided to get in the van and took off. The other girl got off, and everybody was amazed at what went on there.
He's taken this business from nothing. He started with $300 and a little assistance from some of his friends, and has built that business up. While it's not a very large business, it certainly is a nice dealership. He's very honest and straightforward with his customers, and has a good reputation in the off-road motorcycle world, and certainly in Southern California and even nationally. So I think his greatest accomplishment is running his business. Certainly, if you want to talk racing, then riding 40 years of Baja 1000s is a tremendous effort, because he's one of the man that's ever done it.
Ron Bishop's knowledge of the geography of the Baja Peninsula is phenomenal. He knows every road, paved or not. He knows every trail between ranches, and a lot of the race courses actually trails between ranches in the middle of nowhere. I believe you could drop Ron off in the middle of Baja, any place, and within a few minutes he could probably look around and tell you exactly where it is. his knowledge of the history of the peninsula is fantastic too. And I'm a lover of history, of geography, so we spend a lot of time talking about that. And I wish he'd write a book about the history and the geography of the race. There probably has been other books, but I don't know anybody better suited for that. From a racing standpoint, from a geography standpoint, from a history standpoint, he's a true student of Baja. Last time I saw Ron was at my twin, Gary Key's memorial service when we dedicated and gave that bike to Ron. And that was a big day for all of us. And being the other half of the twin Garys means a lot to me. That's what we were known as. Our pit handle was the Twin Garys, or the Gary and Gary Show. And I haven't talked to Ron in quite a while, but I do miss him. I miss the great times that we had together. And I can guarantee you that Gary Key is going to be with you in spirit when you get this deserved award.
Well, Ron is just to begin with, Ron is an excellent motorcycle rider. I mean, he's a total person. He can ride cross-country races with a lot of speed, or he can go in a 2-day ISDT qualifier, which is a very technical type riding, rocks and stream crossings and single track steep trails and stuff. And he's really good. The guy can do that as well as he can race cross-country races like these. And he really is among the fast guys of the off-road racing community, in my opinion, and has been for years.
The first races that Ron was involved in was racing at Cajon Speedway when he was just barely 16 years old. He was good. He was good. He finished every race that I can remember. He was always mixing it up right with the front runners. I've been into his shop many times when he was snowed under with work, sitting there waiting, bikes waiting to be repaired. So I think his reputation got him that. I think his honesty got him that. And I just think being a self-made man that he learned as he went along. And you know, I admire Ron for that. That says a lot for his integrity.